I'm on my way to the tier building to find out about this entity known as University 1, and I know exactly where to start.
Because this is the first place that students come to when they start university, we give them the Start Book, which basically is all the information that first-year students need to know. It's information on all the faculties, what students need to do in order to be admitted into those faculties. And it takes everything that they need to know from the calendar, which is a big, thick book, and brings it down to just the information that they need to know.
Everything you wanted to know about university starting is right here in this book.
That's it.
And so, parking.
Parking, there is contact information in this book about who to contact for parking, where to get the parking pass, how to apply for one.
What bus routes to get here?
That one probably is not in the book,
okay.
But we can, if they come into the office, we can advise them.
You can advise them. Okay, what about textbooks?
Textbooks available at a few different places.
Okay.
First of all, the bookstore, which is in University Center. You can get your book lists online and take it in there, and the people there can help you find your books. There's also the Archives used bookstore, where you can try and find some of your books at a little bit of a discounted price.
That saves some money.
Yes, of course.
What's the average price that people would expect to pay for a first-year batch of textbooks?
I'd say it depends on sort of the type of textbook and the courses that you're taking, but usually on average I'd say people should budget at least $500.
$500?
Yeah, give or take a few hundred if you can find some used books.
Okay, what about computers? Maybe online stuff could be a one way of getting around some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. As a U of M student, every student gets a free U of M account with web email and access to the computer labs on campus, jump accounts, which sort of organize.
What's a jump account?
A jump account is sort of like a student portal. You can log in and access your email, schedule, contact information you can store in there. You can also find resources. There's news and events. It's connected right to the U of M webpage.
What about if somebody's having trouble, like they've never really written a good essay before, they didn't get those skills in high school? There's stuff about writing essays, about studying, how to do homework, how to research topics, that type of thing.
We actually have the Learning Assistance Center on campus, and they're part of the U1 office. They have workshops for students on creating better study habits, teaching them how to study better, not necessarily harder, on how to write papers. They have writing tutors. They have learning specialists there that can go with you and find out sort of maybe what the issues are and help you succeed better academically.
Oh, good. What about tunnels? I know there's a lot of buildings, and in the wintertime it gets a bit cool. How do you get around if you're going from entomology to the Black Hole Theater?
Well, you mentioned tunnels. There is quite an intricate tunnel system at the U of M. It doesn't necessarily connect every single building on campus, but there are sort of shortcuts you can take. So basically it's underground and it leads you from different buildings, and you can hop across the street, go down stairs and go into the tunnels to get to another building.
Okay, now what's the most typical question you get?
What courses do I need to take?
Okay.
That's basically it, but we do get a lot of other concerns about where am I going to find my classes? When do I buy my books? How do I pay? What other opportunities are there on campus for me? So it's across the board. We have a lot of different questions.
But what if somebody comes in and says, I have no idea what I want to take?
There's actually, surprisingly, a lot of students who come in and still say that. And to them, we basically say, well, that's sort of the beauty of University 1. You get the opportunity to try out lots of different faculties and different courses from engineering, music, science, arts. You have your chance to take whatever it is you want, and then you can make your decision after you've sort of sampled a bit.
Oh, well, that's a great idea, because a lot of people have no idea what they want to do.
Exactly.
One thing I have to ask, I notice that there's a parents' newsletter. How are parents connected to their son or daughter's university? I mean, some parents are really, really involved and want to be really involved, and others don't know whether they should be involved or how to get involved. What does U1 have to offer for parents?
Well, I think we do want to encourage parents to be involved in their son or daughter's education. We'd like to encourage them to be a support to them in their first year, because they're going through a big transition. That's why, we create different pieces of information for parents to let them know how they can help their student. we like to also encourage them to encourage their own son or daughter to be more independent and, you know, make some decisions that are their own, you know, with input from family, of course. But you know, it's a big step in a student's life, and sometimes it's tough letting go for parents. But we like to sort of help them along the way and encourage them to support their student.